What's up, you guys? It's Steve here, and in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you 17 cities and states offering universal basic income payments of up to $12,000 over the course of the next 2 years. And this is your stimulus check update. Now, for those of you that follow me here on the channel, you know I'm keeping you up to date on city, county, state stimulus checks as they pop up, so you know what's available to you. You can apply if necessary, and I've covered some in California, Birmingham, Alabama, Georgia, New York, just to name a few. Now, these are popping up left and right, and I'll keep you up to date. So this is by no means a comprehensive list. This is just 17 that are currently happening right now that are listed in this article. I'll put it in the description below, so that way if you'd like to read it for yourself, you can go ahead and do so. And if you're wondering, is this going to be offered in my state, my county, my city? Because federal level stimulus checks are not the only level. There are other various local aids that are available to you and stimulus provisions. All you got to do is Google search your county, your city, your state, and type in with it stimulus check, stimulus aid, rental assistance. There's all of these different provisions that might be available to you. And also check out your official state, county, and city websites to see if there's any new programs popping up. Now, as I get word, I'll let you know here on the channel. But you guys, let's go ahead and get you caught up on this article coming out, giving you word of 17 taking place right now. Now, also wanted to say, if you're interested in learning about growing wealth and personal finance, I got that second channel, Steve Ram Finance. Hope that it's a blessing to people looking to maybe invest in real estate, stocks, cryptocurrencies, learning about starting businesses. I will pin a comment down below, just going to be sharing some of my personal experiences. Hope it's a blessing to people. But with that being said, let's start off, and let's do so by smashing the like button for the YouTube algorithm. If you appreciate the updates, it helps out my channel a ton. Just takes a second. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Also, leave your comments, share this out if you think this might help out other people. And if this is your first time here and you want to stay up to date, totally free to do so. All you got to do is hit the subscribe button and turn on that notification bell. And if you got any specific questions that you want to send directly to me, I'm easy to get a hold of. I'll do my best to answer any questions you got on Instagram. All you got to do is shoot me a DM at SteveRam3. But with that being said, you guys, let's go ahead and dive right in, and let's take a look at 17 cities and states offering monthly reoccurring payments of stimulus checks known as UBI. All right, so let's go ahead and dive right in. And also, I'm going to be sneaking in 2 additional bonus updates for you for the states of California and New York on stimulus checks. So let's go ahead and dive right in. It says stimulus checks have given a feel to Americans on universal basic income, or UBI, and many folks in certain states and cities, they're starting to get used to the idea. So let's go ahead and jump down to the list. Number 1 is Alaska. Now, for a while now, Alaska has been giving citizens checks under the Alaska Permanent Fund, and I've reported this one to you before. Some of these are going to be recaps, other ones are going to be new. Now, the fund, which has been around since 1982, it has been designed to provide state citizens with a portion of the state oil revenues. And in here, it says that this year's payment went out to 643,000 Alaskans, totaling $1,114 per person. The highest payout occurred back in 2008, when payments were over $2,000. So in the state of Alaska, there is a form of UBI that goes out regularly every year. Alaskans receive that payment. Next up is going to be Birmingham. The city of Birmingham, Alabama will be paying single mothers guaranteed income for 1 year. There will be 100 mothers who will receive $375 a month for 1 year. The program will begin accepting applications January 31st for 1 week only. And just to clarify, that is right now. They are accepting applications. I did a video update on this for you recently. If you're in Birmingham, Alabama, and you might be eligible and you haven't applied yet, they're going to be picking people at random. It's a lottery, so check out this video right after this one to make sure that you get in there and get your application in. Next up is going to be Chicago, the Windy City. They'll be offering UBI programs as well to low-income households, and a lot of these are going out to low-income eligible households or mothers. So if that sounds like you, you're going to want to keep an eye out for these programs. Qualifying families earning less than $35,000 each year will get $500 in monthly payments. The payments will impact 5,000 families in Chicago and will be paid out for part using funds from the American Rescue Act, which was signed into law back in March by President Joe Biden. And there was $350 billion allocated in that to go out to states, cities, counties to pass their own packages, however the residents might need it, however governors or mayors see fit. And in many cases, they're passing their own stimulus checks. Next up is Colombia. Struggling dads in Columbia, South Carolina can get reoccurring support under a city program. Last year, 100 low-income fathers in Columbia got debit cards worth $500, and they will continue to get those payments for another 11 months. So that is another one going out on cards. Next up is going to be Durham. This year, 115 Durham, North Carolina residents that were incarcerated will be chosen for the city's Excel pilot program, which will send out $500 payments a month for 1 year. Most of the funds for the $700,000 pilot program will be provided by Twitter co-founder Jack Dorsey. Eligible participants must be at least 18 years old. While there's no work requirement, if you have earned income, it must exceed 60% of the area's median income. Also, incarceration must have taken place within the last 5 years, and the program will begin in 2022 and continue through January of 2023. And you can see if you're eligible by filling out a pre-screening form. And there's a hyperlink right here. Like I said, link to this article down below. Then you can click the hyperlink and go ahead and see if you can apply for that. Next up is going to be Georgia. The state of Georgia has 2 UBI programs right now, helping out women and low-income residents. I've reported both of these to you in detail here on the channel. Firstly, about 650 women in Georgia are set to be getting $850 monthly payments over the course of the next 2 years. Launching by the Georgia Resilience and Opportunity Fund in early 2022, the program will be worth around $13 million. It'll initially be available to Atlantic's historic Old Fourth Ward, but will later expand to at least 2 extra sites in Southwest Georgia and the Metro Atlantic suburb. Secondly, an Atlanta program called Impact will help 300 residents who are at least 18 years old and live below 200% of the federal poverty line. Those who are accepted will get $500 per month in guaranteed income during the 12-month period. Applications for this program, hyperlink right here, opened on January 26th, and the deadline is set for February 2nd. So that one just closed for Atlanta, Georgia. But there is still the other one for mothers. Number 7 is going to be in Jackson, Mississippi. A UBI program has been in place long before the pandemic, and in the fall of 2018, the nonprofit Springboard the Opportunities started the Magnolia Mothers Trust. It provides low-income Black mothers in Jackson $1,000 a month for 1 year with no strings attached. The initial pilot program helped 20 women from December of 2018 to November of 2019, and in March of 2020, it grew to help 110 mothers. Currently, it's in the 3rd round of aid giving out UBI to 100 mothers in need. Next up, number 8 is going to be Los Angeles. LA also currently announced a UBI program to low-income workers. The program is called The Big Leap. Now, the total of 3,200 families will get $1,000 in monthly installments for a year. So this one's going to be helping out a lot of people in that city. Eligible families have incomes that sit at or below the federal poverty line of $26,200 for a 4-person family are going to be eligible. Now, I'm going to sneak in the one for California. Take a look at this, you guys. Gold Rush, 139,000 automatic stimulus checks worth up to $1,200. I think that's a typo. It's supposed to be $1,100. Going out now. See if you're eligible. This is going to be for California, and it's the 2nd Golden State stimulus, and they're just saying they are still sending these checks out. So if you're due one and you haven't got it yet, it still might be on the way. So good news for those of you missing Golden State stimulus checks. Next up, number 9 is going to be Minneapolis. This spring, the city of Minneapolis will begin its Guaranteed Basic Income pilot program. There will be 200 families chosen to receive $500 every month for the next 2 years. Eligible participants must have an annual income at or below 50% of the area median income for Minneapolis. Your situation was affected by the pandemic and live in a specific zip code within Minneapolis. The city is no longer accepting applications, so for this particular one, it is currently closed. Number 10 is going to be Newark. Thanks to Newark, New Jersey, expanding its Guaranteed Income pilot program, 400 residents will now get payments for 2 years. The payments totaling $12,000 over the course of 2 years will be given out in 2 ways. Half of those participating in the program will get $250 on a bi-weekly basis, while the remaining 50% will get 2 payments of $3,000 each year, according to a statement by the city. The residents in the program were selected after applying via an online portal which was done in partnership with the University of Pennsylvania's Center for Guaranteed Income Research. The residents were selected based on the following requirements: must be 18 years of age or older, must possess an income at or below 200% of the federal poverty line, and must be adversely impacted by the pandemic. Next up is New Orleans. Teens in New Orleans, Louisiana started getting $350 in monthly payments in December as a part of the state's financial literacy program. These will reoccur for 10 months. To qualify, you must be between the ages of 16 and 24 and either unemployed or not in school. Number 12 is going to be New York State. Now, during the pandemic, not many groups have suffered high unemployment quite like artists in New York, and that is why the Creative Rebuild New York, or the CRNY initiative, was launched by the Andrew W. Mellon Foundation, which supports arts and humanities. Now, the CRNY program will provide $125 million over the course of the next 3 years for up to 2,700 artists in New York State. Now, the funds are allocated toward UBI and employment opportunities for artists across the state. Now, also, you guys, in addition to this one, I've got another update for you. In New York, take a look at this. Mothers of young children may be in line for $1,000 stimulus per month. Now, this is actually going to be phase 2 of this. They had started this up before. New York City is introducing the Bridge Project, an initiative that will provide mothers of infants and expected mothers with $500 or $1,000 per month for the next 3 years. And the program has already listed 100 moms. Well, they're going to be bringing on an additional 500 moms now. So keep an eye out for this one as well, as they're starting phase 2 of the program. Oh, and jumping back to the artist program, they're going to be giving out $1,446 per qualifying artist. And next up is Philadelphia. Philadelphia will be starting a guaranteed income pilot program in March, and it will be giving out 60 people $500 per month for 1 full year. Now, the recipients will be chosen from a pool of 1,100 people who currently receive federal aid through TANF, or the Temporary Assistance for Needy Families. Next up is going to be Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh plans to use some of its pandemic funds to give relief to 200 households of low earning incomes. Specifically, those households will get $500 a month in payments for 2 years. According to Pittsburgh Mayor, the city will start making the payments later this year. Assuming that they get the full payments for the 24 months, they would get an equal $12,000. Next up is Rochester. In December, the Rochester Council approved a 2-year pilot program. The program aims to provide $500 payments to 175 low-income families in Rochester, New York. These families will get this for 12 months. Then in the following year, a different set of 175 families in Rochester, New York, they're going to be getting $500 monthly payments. And the payments will go out to households at or below 200% of the federal poverty line. Incoming Mayor Malik Evans backs the program, but he wants to explore something using private or philanthropical funds, meaning that the payments to families could even be larger as well. So keep an eye out for that in Rochester. Next up is Shreveport, or Shreveport. Let me know how to pronounce it in the comments down below. Those who live in Shreveport, Louisiana can start applying for $660 UBI payments now for the next 12 months. To get the payments, a resident must be in the city as a single parent with an income of 120% below the federal poverty line. The city defines a single parent as a mother, father, or step-parent, grandparent, caregiver, or legal guardian with a school-aged child. The child needs to be at least 3 years old and less than 20 years old as of August of 2020. Also, the city said that if you are unmarried, you cannot be living with a partner. The city accepted applications until January 17th, and then selected participants, they will be notified within the next 3 weeks. So that one is currently closed, and you're going to be notified if you're going to be able to receive that in Shreveport, Louisiana. Next up is Washington, D.C., and in January of 2022, Washington, D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser announced a new $1.5 million UBI program for new parents in the area. The Strong's Family Strong Future DC program will provide $900 per month for 1 year to 132 new and expectant mothers in wards 5, 7, and 8. And I recently reported this to you in a previous video. More details in that one. Go check that one out to get more information. It will launch February of 2022 and will be implemented by the nonprofit organization Martha's Table. So there you have it, you guys. 17 cities and states offering UBI programs at this time. And if you're eligible, I would encourage you to go apply right away and make sure that you can try to get any of these stimulus funds provisions that are available to help you out during this time. And like I said, as more pop up, I'll be sure to keep you up to date here on the channel. And as always, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. If you made it this far and you haven't already, don't forget, take a quick second to smash the like button if you appreciate the updates. It really helps out my channel a ton, just takes a second. Thank you so much. Also, leave your comments, share this out. If this is your first time here and you want to stay up to date, totally free, hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell. Consider joining the second channel, Steve Ram Finance, to learn about growing wealth, personal finance. And if you got any specific questions for me, shoot them to me in the DM on Instagram at SteveRam3. But with that being said, you guys, hope this reaches you well, and I will catch you in the next one. Have a blessed weekend. Take care. God bless. This is Steve.